Warning, high winds approaching, water level rising, temperature increasing, voltage overloading.
Before we begin, thank you very much to Ashling Waltz for joining the Patreon campaign. I'm going to be honest, I'm flipping a coin on whether or not that is a real name or not, because it's either like, that's either a very interesting online name, it sounds like an online name, or it is a very cool real name. I don't know which, but normally if it's a real name, I abbreviate the last name just to make sure. Some people don't like their name out there on the internet. I understand, but I'm taking a bet that that's a fakey internet name. But also that was another $15 patron, meaning you get to make a video request. Please DM it to me over on Patreon. That's the way that lets me keep track of it the best. Okay, so you might have already seen the news roundup, and you'll notice like a lot of omissions from the news, and it's a rather short one. That's because most of the news of the week was happening at New York Toyfair, and yeah, they showed off some really, really cool things that we absolutely have to talk about. So I'm making a separate video just because the Toyfair stuff is absolutely going to be more noticeable if I make it its own thing. So let us begin with the spread of new Age of the Primes Deluxes that got shown off. We have Vortex. Okay, basically confirming, yeah, your next combiner is absolutely going to be Bruticus, and he looks really, really nice. I mean, I love the metallic silver. I feel like Hasbro avoids the metallic plastics because of gold plastic syndrome so much, but you can do correct metallic plastics. Like if the material is good enough and the metallic swirl isn't too heavy, you can absolutely get away with, you know, just making a nice metallic looking figure, and that is what Vortex seems to be. It's a really nice looking metallic silver figure, beautiful gunmetal color. Really like the blue additions as well. Looks like they've actually gone to the effort on the vehicle mode and actually painted the individual windows along the side. That's actually really cool. Keep in mind there are car transformers where they do not do that, so I appreciate that they're doing it for Vortex in his vehicle mode. Yeah, look at that. All the way down the side too. That's really cool. That actually looks really, really good. Yeah, oh my god. The more of these they make, the more I'm wondering how cross-compatible they are, because they're all using that same armature system that they introduced with Menasor. So now I'm kind of wondering just how much scramble citying can I do? Like, are the connection points the same? Do we retain that just a little bit? I can't see it here on these photos, but there is an issue with this toy that we will bring up, but give me a minute. We'll get to that later. And then we have the other members. Crasher is a reissue of the toy from the Velocitron set. Still really cool that we get to call her Crasher. I love that. I love that. And yeah, she does look similar enough to the GoBot to get it across. I mean, they've obviously had to change up the deco in the vehicle mode, but that toy accurate Mirage head isn't a bad replacement option. I still think legally, they could get away with something that's more accurate since Hasbro owns the intellectual property of the GoBots, and that should include the new face designs that they did for the cartoon. So I'm presuming that they could, but it works. It works well enough. The domino mask painted on absolutely helps that. And yeah, it's a cool toy. Like, it's a cool toy. It's weird. It's weird. Like, most times when a Mirage toy comes out and it gets retooled or repainted into Crasher, I honestly feel like Crasher works better. I think it's just a better looking color scheme on that body shape. It's weird. It's weird. She looks great, though. If you didn't get this mold before, it's a good mold. I like the mold a lot. If you didn't get Crasher before, you know, it's great to see that she's going to be a GoBot is a mainline release in Transformers. interesting how things worked out. Yeah, she's still looking good. They didn't drop any of the paint apps from her exclusive version. That's great to see. There's Vortex again. And then we get to the other, I assume this is Deluxe Wave 2. The waves are supposed to be in batches of 4 now, so we're only gotten 3 here. I had to go back and see what the 4th was supposed to be. But we do have Alchemist Prime, looking a little bit like how he did in the Marvel UK comics, looking a little bit how he did in Cyberverse. And then we're throwing in this green and gold color scheme on top of all of that. That I'm not as familiar with Macadam, but it doesn't look bad. Vehicle mode, yeah, it gets to be an armored SUV. Not a vehicle mode I would have called for him. But it doesn't look bad. It's appropriately futuristic looking, so I will give him that. I'm looking at this robot mode, and I see the underside of the vehicle. I assume that's the underside of the vehicle. I see the front bumper of it, and I'm presuming that's the side panels that are folded up to connect to where his shoulders are. Yeah, like this one I can at least piece together enough of the transformation to kind of see where it helps. Like having the kneecaps hanging off the side of the truck definitely helps. Yeah, and then we can see his artifact or the lenses. So, and there's a cool shot that we're going to see here in a bit for that. Yep, Alchemist Prime of the 13, Crasher, Combaticon Vortex. Still not really sold on the packaging style. At least the window is back. I will give it that. Yeah, but we can, however, get a little bit of a better look at these, because there are official stock images of them available as well. So once again, Vortex looking fantastic. The gunmetal is such a good color. It looks so good on him. Okay, and let's see. I don't think... Okay, here is the image where we start to have just a little bit of an issue. So because his tail rotor has to go somewhere, he does end up with quite a lot of arm kibble underneath his forearms. That's unfortunate. Now keep in mind, the original G1 Vortex, his arms were the tail end of the helicopter. You could fold the rotor away, kinda, but that's really it. So it's keeping true to the original transformation scheme, but it is, you know, and finding a way of modernizing it and getting it out of the way and making it look better. But it is inevitably going to be just a little bit cluttered, unfortunately, on the arms. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The toy's going to have like a little bit of an oddity to the design, but he looks pretty good. Everything else considered, like I can see how he transforms here. Like you can see the shoulders will raise up, the head will flip down. You can see where the double hinge and the legs will fold in, and the feet are the front end of the helicopter. So yeah. Also something that this one shows that the other photos at the on the floor did not show. The helicopter blade can collapse into a single blade, making him look a little bit cleaner, which is actually kind of cool to see. Yeah, he looks great. He looks great. The under kibble on the arm, that's whatever. He's still looking really, really good. 3 different accessory weapons is a nice little loadout for a deluxe. Really, really cool. Yeah, like him. Okay, Crasher we've seen plenty of Crasher. She's been out for quite a while. Just really cool that she's getting another run. And now here we have Alchemist. And now we have a little bit more logic to the way his lenses work. Like, they kind of look like dagger accessories on their own, and I think individually that's what they're supposed to be, because they are bladed at the top. But here, yeah, like, transform them into, like, a set of, like, giant Energon goggles, which, incidentally, does kind of match his face. That's cool. Okay, that's actually a pretty cool trick to do for those accessories. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. There's a better shot of the vehicle mode. You can see a little bit of paint app all around him there. Yeah, big, like he's a chonky guy. It looks like he's going to be a small-ish deluxe, but he's going to be nice and chonky. And it looks good. It looks good. I'm looking forward to all the 13 so far. Like, all of them have looked like pretty solid and unique toys. So that's another one to the batch. That's another one that's definitely on my purchase list when that drops. Oh, that's not even it. That's not even all of it. They showed off so much more. So the Hasbro booth had Onyx Primal. Is it Onyx Prime or Onyx Prime? I think it's Onyx Prime. Onyx Primal is one of the bat redecos. So now we finally start to get an idea of exactly what this toy is. And you can see him there in a full robot mode. You can see like the centaur legs folded up over his shoulders, which is actually a really cool look. I like how like big shouldered it makes him look. He's got the huge wings. Now he is definitely in a shade of goldish plastic. I can't tell how metallic it is because of the lighting, but I'm not seeing heavy swirls in it. So I'm not going to be too concerned about this. Also, we are in an age where Hasbro will take any excuse they can to run a toy a second time. So if this one does end up GPS laden, you know they're going to do a version of it later. It's just like a flat brown color that's not a danger. It's looking good for what it is, though. Like, he's a really impressive looking beast. Really unique head design. Really like how that happened. Yeah, and then like the digitigrade legs, which actually makes sense for the Beast Prime. Yeah, he's just looking really, really good. Like the detail and sculpt on this guy is crazy. All right, see, yeah, there's the beast mode. So trying to figure out exactly what this toy was actually going to do. Somewhere in here there should be a box image, like the back of the box, because I did show a friend of mine the back of the box. But you can see here in this shot, he does have something akin to a Griffin beast mode, though I would argue it's something more along the lines of he's just kind of a winged quadruped. The Griffin aspect is kind of getting lost because that is definitely not a beak on his face. A little bit disappointed to see that, you know, his beast mode legs are really just kind of his normal legs differently arranged. That's upsetting. Seems a little bit simplified. That said, take a look on the right. There he is again. Okay, how am I? Yeah, okay, yeah, there you get the shot of him. He's far more dragon when I look at him that way. Like with the gigantic fangs and the horns sticking out of the head. Yeah, he feels more dragon than he does anything else. So we'll go dragon on this one. But it does look really cool. Overall, I really, really like how this toy looks. Yeah, and then we have the fact that, yes, there is a centaur mode. So we were debating over like because like the images from like the original where it showed like the statues of the 13 showed him as a biped. His package art showed him as a quadruped. He can do both. He has a completely different mode for being a centaur. And it's not even using the legs from his beast mode. It's like legs that are dedicated to just being his centaur mode. That's super cool. That's a unique thing for a Transformer to do. It's a really cool trick, Hasbro. It's a really cool trick. Yeah, I love it. I love that. I don't like how the packaging art doesn't show his like full beast alt mode. That's a little bit disappointing, but I don't care. Look at him. He a triple changer, and he transforms into something super unique. And he's a centaur with a bow weapon. Centaur archers are such a classic thing in fiction, in fantasy. I love it. I love seeing it. We have official images and like on-site pictures for the upcoming Devastation Troop Builder pack. So yeah, it is a black ramjet and it is a blue runabout, looking very, very, very good. Yeah. Keep in mind, in the game Devastation, a lot of the weapons that you could obtain were based on classic Transformer weapons. And the enemies carried them too, which is why our elite Seeker here is wielding Optimus Primal Sonic swords. It is actually a cool looking figure. I mean, it's generic by design, but it's a cool take. Like, we haven't really gotten like black Seekers all that much. Been a hot minute since Starscream had a black redeco. Looking good. And then here we have our ground soldier, which, okay, those are the correct colors. It's the runabout mold, which is a good mold. Cool to see it. Like, that's a super deep cut at this point. So, like, the fact that it's getting toys is kind of crazy. Is it listed as Stu's Here's Gamer Edition? I don't see the Gamer Edition part. That's weird. There's no shot of the side of the box either, so I can't really see if it's on there or if they're just like, they dropped the Gamer Edition altogether. Weird. Looks good, though. Looks good. Now, let's get into these 2-packs. So the Wreck and Doom Collection, Carnivac versus Fistatron. So we originally heard that the name was going to be Fist Iron, and Fistatron was the usual go-to replacement name for Iron Fist, because Marvel. But, you know what? It's okay. It's whatever. And then the other one, which is Spinister versus Top Spin. This is the one I'm waiting for. Though I'm going to be getting them both. Yeah, I guess these are the only good photos we got of this. So, Carnivac looking good. It's a full retool of Wolf Wire. Not Weird Wolf, Wolf Wire. Does look really, really cool. Robot mode, I wish I had a better shot of that in these galleries, but doesn't look bad itself. The Top Spin looks fantastic in those colors. I've been waiting way too long to get hold of that Top Spin. Thrilled that we're finally getting it. I love that mold. I really like it in those colors. And then the other set, so our Fistatron is going to be a retool of Hound. Not a big surprise there. So fine there. Not a great shot of the Spinister, but you know, we also get another shot of Trypticon. We have seen plenty of that Trypticon repaint at this point, though. There's Spinister. Yeah, much more like popping colors than the last one did. And cool that the Target Masters are included. Still like that. Here we go. Here we go. Look at how good that Sideways looks. Look at how good that Sideways looks. Hang on. Getting thirsty looking at this boy. The paint apps are not as heavy as the original, which I would expect for a modern version of the figure, and I'm sure that key gimmick does not work the way it used to. Though it might, in a way, because I'm going to show you something. But no, like, it's basically just a redo of the original toy. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, you're not going to, like, you don't need to redo it. Like, unless you're going to upscale it to Voyager, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel on here. All they basically did was design him again and give him modern engineering and articulation. That's all you really need. That's an amazing, fantastic design. And now I'm thrilled to see it like this. Ankle tilts, no ball joints. Oh, give it to me. Give it to me. Give me all those weird repaints. Give me those BotCon sweeps. Give me the Rat Bat. Absolutely, give me the Rat Bat. Give me the production type. I think someone told me that Evan said on the floor last time they announced Sideways that, like, oh yeah, they'll probably do the production type at some point, which would be really, really cool. Look at that vehicle mode. Look at the vehicle mode. And yeah, absolutely beautiful. Here's the weird thing. You notice that square in the middle, how it's red? It's purple here. He might have somehow retained the faction switch gimmick. I don't know if the cyber key is going to activate or not, but hey, it's a thing. Also, painted cyber key, nice to see, because a lot of them have been getting skipped on paint. Yeah, it's just such a good one, so good. And then we got Excellion, and according to the box packaging, his name is Excellion. He's not Red Hot Shot. I love this deco on this toy. Oh, I'm gonna be so happy to buy this toy again and again if they do Gold Bug. He got a painted cyber key too, though it's the wrong color because they had to make the blaster blue. So it's a very rare blue Speedia key. Keep in mind it is much smaller, so it's not gonna fit in with your previous collection. He looks so good. Oh my god, it's so weird to see him back. So weird to see him back. And there's the Excellion on the box. I can't wait for this. Here is our new Studio Series multi-pack Perceptor. No translucent plastics. From here, I can't really make out the retools that were mentioned. Maybe like there's a bit of a shoulder extension there because that doesn't look familiar. But I haven't taken a look at my Perceptor in a while, so I can't really say for sure. The blue's definitely been dulled down a little bit. And I like that, because like typically the blue on Perceptor toys is super vibrant, and that gives it a little bit of a knockoff-y quality to me. I kind of like this a little bit better. We also get to see Ratbat and Ramhorn down there. Do we have a better shot of that? Yeah, he's good. He's looking good. There we go. That's a good shot. So the accessory weapons are great to see. Ramhorn obviously is a brand new mold. Ratbat is a repaint. But yeah, cool to see that we got the full weapons on him. So look forward to having another Ratbat that you can never get in complete condition. Yeah, this is just cool. I'm noticing there's also an extra block of plastic attached to his back, which I guess is how those have to attach. And it seems to have a 5mm port, so I'm actually wondering if this might actually double as some kind of accessory for our larger toys too. Curious. Looking good though. I'm not sure why they painted his face, but it looks good. There's the little Ramhorn. It's cute. Yeah, really good. Okay. Better shots of these two. So we've seen these before, so we don't have to spend too long on them. They're still looking really, really good. Well, I'm still have my concerns over like the proportions in Bumblebee's robot mode. The Megatron is ridiculous. The fact that we're getting an old school canon as Megatron is so funny to me. There's Starscream in that whatever like biplane made of blades mode he had in those comic books. There's Arculo Thomas the Tank Optimus Prime, still looking really, really good. We did a whole video based on the new Cyber World line. I don't feel any need to expound upon it. There is the Cyber Bike that was supposedly coming with Scorponok, so that's what it looks like. It's just a chunk that pops off and you can have a toy ride it, so nothing terribly thrilling. Do I get a good shot of the packaging? Because I need the packaging. There's a better look at the armor figures. There's our Megatron, our Scorponok. No, we didn't get a good shot of that. So if you look over Grimlock's shoulder in between his Dino Mode arms, you see Galva. Yeah, that's the purple and gray guy. For some reason, that's Galvatron in this fiction. Weird. And there we have our Age of the Prime stuff. We have our big display of Generations toys. Okay, that takes us around. My God, that's so much. That's so much good stuff. We're already at 22 minutes on this video recording. I have many tabs open still. For the sake of time and brevity, I am going to skip the third-party stuff because a lot of that is just like beanies, plushies, things that we've seen and covered in news roundups. But we're going to end off on probably one of the coolest things Hasbro has done with Transformers in a long time. Hot Wheels Transformers has now gone the opposite direction. Now, this is where things are interesting. Like Mattel giving their babies to another company. Nice to see. Okay, so I don't know this. Okay, so I'm looking at this. Okay, so I see Twin Mill and the Bone Shaker. Now, when I did my predictions on which license, when they announced that there would be Transformers based on Hot Wheels toys, I did a bit of speculation on which ones they would be. I got Twin Mill wrong. Wrong because I went with their original vintage design, but I got Bone Shaker correct. So I'm giving myself partial credit. And Twin Mill looks fantastic. Like there's something about those wide pointed shoulders that are like it's giving me which of the team members is it? Rail Spike. It's giving me Rail Spike vibes. It's looking good. I really, really, really like how that one looks. It's not like any of the collabs we've seen before where some things just kind of feel crammed in, and the design work isn't quite there. The design work's on point. This is an amazing looking figure. I love this thing. Yeah, that's just such a cool. I'm gushing. I'm gushing now. It looks so good. And the blue. Look at the blue. Look how sparkly it is. Like I hope that's the finish of the final piece because like that's a gorgeous looking blue. Yeah, and then the two-tone blue doing it for me. Really, really doing it for me. Vehicle mode looking super smooth. Love that. So good. So good. Bone Shaker looking really, really cool too. What's fun about this one is the fact that the vehicle mode is like an open air. Like it has seats, it has no roof. That makes engineering it significantly more difficult. So the fact that Hasbro worked that in to get the design accurate is really, really nice. Really nice. We have the robot mode here. I'm hoping in the final product you can raise those shoulders up a little bit more, because those are looking like in the middle of his torso, which is bugging me. Hopefully that's a little mistransformed, because that's the only part of this that looks odd. I like the overall look. The wheels hanging over the shoulders works for me. Using the vehicle shape for the legs works. You know, that's entirely expected and correct. And then like the head sculpt, super fierce head sculpt. These are not listed as Autobots or Decepticons as far as I know. They're just Transformers that are Hot Wheel original designs. I don't know. Like he looks evil. He looks like a Decepticon. I like the exhaust around his head too. Like his head is one big engine. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I'm in love with these. Like these are so good looking. I love how much like bright silver paint is going into them too, because a big thing for Hot Wheels toys is the chrome, but Hasbro avoids chrome on Transformers because like moving parts lead to chipping and flaking. But it looks like they've gone all out and just done a ton of silver paint instead, and it's a really, really nice silver. Yeah, like if this doesn't get cheaped out on, if this is what it looks like when it comes out, instant buy. Instant buy. Yeah, like it's a fantastic job. Jeez, like considering the weirdness that Mattel has done with the Transformer license, it's weird to see Hasbro has actually like one-up them in every way. Like this is so much more compelling, so much better looking. I can't wait for these. We have no announced date. We have no announced price. We don't even have anything in shot with these, so we don't even know scale. I assume they are deluxes. But you know what? We have the Knight Rider one, so I could be wrong. We will see. But that is going to do it. There's your double news video for the day, and this one being almost twice as long because, oh my god, that's so much cool stuff. But no, there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you're looking forward to the most, because there's a ton to look forward to out of this. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.